Talk, shop, pop, movies.
Ahoy there, this is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile, and if you're a convicted cinephile yourself, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. On my channel, I like to talk, shop, and pop open, that is, movies and physical media, and this is it, I think. This is my final Oscar nominations predictions video. The nominees are coming out in days. I was hoping it would have been tomorrow, but it seems like it's going to be this Thursday, so because I work that day, I'll have to brave the whole shift and basically just not look at my phone until I get home to record a genuine nominees reaction video for everybody, including myself. I love doing that too. I mean, if you're not doing it for yourself, why are you doing it? But today I'm doing my nominations predictions. Now that we have the BAFTA nominees, the SAG nominees, the Golden Globe winners, should have the Critics' Choice winners, but sadly that hasn't happened yet due to the wildfires, obviously. Let's do what we can with what we can. PGA threw us for a loop, uh, but let's see what we end up with here. I'm gonna check out my awards expert app here. Download the app if you haven't. Follow me on there if you could. That would be neat. I just do it once again. It's for myself more than anything. But if you follow me on there, I appreciate it. It's a great app. So we're just gonna start off with the big ones and work our way down. Best Picture. I didn't copy paste the PGA nominees because that rarely happens. It happened last year, and that I think was like the first time that I can think of that it ever happened, to be honest. We had like the most obvious 10 Best Picture nominees last year, and it was a good bunch, if I say so myself. This year is a little more weird. There's a handful of movies fighting for that 10th and even 9th slot, really. Those bottom two are sort of up for grabs between like 5 movies, I'd say. So we'll see where it falls. PGA went with September 5, somewhat surprisingly, and Real Pain over Sing Sing and Nickel Boys. Like I said, I'm not going to copy that. I'm going with Anora, Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, A Complete Unknown. That's very undeniable at this point. Everyone at first thought that might be the 9th or 10th slot, but it seems top 5 now after BAFTA. Wicked, The Substance, that's going to get in. I doubt it could win, but it'll get in. Dune Part 2. Then I have A Real Pain, since it got in at PGA. And I finally watched it. It's on Hulu now, if you did not know that. And I liked it quite a bit. Nice, easy, 90-minute, funny, touching dramedy. And then in my 10th spot, I put Sing Sing. I really don't expect it to happen. I don't think Nickel Boys is going to happen. That's less likely, in my opinion. I think Sing Sing and September 5 have about equal chance of getting in there. It seems like we have 1 guaranteed acting nomination from Sing Sing, hopefully 2, and a fairly likely, if not guaranteed, screenplay nomination. So getting at least 1 acting and 1 writing nomination gives you a good chance for Best Picture. That's the same thing Real Pain's got going for it. Clarence Macklin could make it in. He did at BAFTA, so that helps. Nickel Boys is really just hanging on to that screenplay nomination, and at this point it almost seems lucky to get that. So those are the 10 I'm going with now. For director, I have essentially the DGA 5 with 1 swap, which is pretty normal. I have Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, Sean Baker for Anora, Jacques Audiard for Amelia Perez, Edward Berger for Conclave, and then Coralie Farja for The Substance over James Mangold for Complete Unknown. He never gets in for Best Director, poor guy. But I think he'll get a Best Picture nomination at least this year. That's something. The Substance is a much more director vision style movie. Complete Unknown is just a solidly well-made biopic. So I think The Substance is definitely going to get in. It got in at BAFTA along with Denis Villeneuve, but that doesn't seem to be doing well enough to get into director if the first one didn't this year. It'd be a pleasant surprise if that showed up for him, but not instead of The Substance, please. Knock out Amelia Perez for director if you're gonna nominate Villeneuve or even Mangold for that matter. Best actress. I think we have an easy top 4. It seems like so far. We have Mikey Madison for Anora, Demi Moore for The Substance. I almost said The Substitute for some reason when I was reading it. Carla Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez. Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. She's getting in everywhere. Seems she could miss. Like it won't be the most shocking thing in the world. It happens. Lady Gaga missed for House of Gucci or whatever it was, and then Margot Robbie missed for Barbie. But Cynthia Erivo seems a little more solid than either of those ever did. And then for the fifth spot, which once again is up to, I'd say like four things are possible or so outside of a shocker. I'm going with the Golden Globe winner Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. Obviously, because she won the Golden Globe is 90% of it. I think if people saw her win, watched the movie since then, it can't do anything but help her chances. Nicole Kidman has a slight chance. It seems like Angelina Jolie is just dead in the water for that movie at this point. Pamela Anderson could surprise after getting in at SAG and at Globe. Seems very possible, but I would say less likely. And then Marianne John Baptiste, I'd say, would be the number 6 chance for the same reason as Fernanda Torres, basically. But she won something, which gives her the leg up, in my opinion. The fifth slot could be one of 5 things, and I'd be like, okay. Best actor, it's less sewn up than it seemed, thanks to BAFTA being weird, which was fun. I'm going with Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Ray Fiennes' Conclave, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Timothée Chalamet for Complete Unknown, and I'm going to stick with the boring Daniel Craig from Queer Pick. Not that it's undeserved, but that's just what I've been doing the whole time. He missed at BAFTA somehow over both Hugh Grant and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, but Sebastian Stan had a way better shot there because it was in their Best Picture 10. And since they do the long list, he wasn't cannibalizing himself with his different man votes, which will be happening at the Oscars. So that's why I think Daniel Craig will still get in. If it's not Daniel Craig, I'd honestly be less shocked if it was Hugh Grant over Sebastian. But I'd be happy for any one of them because it'll be their first nominations ever, regardless of which one of those 3 guys ends up being. I doubt it would be anyone else outside those 3. Supporting actress Zoe Saldana is still in the lead so far because no other shows have happened. For Emilia Perez, Ariana Grande is the only other person who's been nominated everywhere. Isabella Rossellini, I feel, is going to get in for Conclave. Felicity Jones for The Brutalist seems less certain, but fairly in there. And then the fifth slot, can't believe it's happening, but I am going with Jamie Lee Curtis for The Last Showgirl. She got in at SAG and BAFTA, and usually if you get both of those, you're in. So that's the only reason I'm picking her. It'd be kind of weird if she got in and Pamela didn't. That's why I'm kind of hoping both get in if it happens. Weird Afterglow nomination from her debatably deserved win for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I really hope Margaret Qualley gets in. I honestly wouldn't care who she bumped out personally. And I mean, it's Jamie Lee Curtis. It'd just be funny if she just starts racking up nominations every year in her autumn years, as it were. Supporting actor Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. He was great. Finally watched it, like I said. Edward Norton for Complete Unknown. He's the other one who's gotten in everywhere. On top of Yura Borisov for Anora, who's my number 3. I have Guy Pearce at number 4 for The Brutalist. He got in at BAFTA, even though he missed SAG. I think that was just like a weird anti-brutalist thing that SAG had going on. And then number 5, I put Clarence Macklin for Sing Sing. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, having gotten in at BAFTA, which seemed less likely to me than other awards like SAG. So I'm hoping the best for him. Let's just put it that way. If it ends up being Jeremy Strong, wouldn't shock me one bit. He got in at SAG and BAFTA. So using my logic from before, I should probably be going with him. But I just think the Oscars are going to like Sing Sing a little bit more than The Apprentice. But like I said, it's kind of a coin flip between those 2 guys, it seems like, at this point. Original screenplay, I'm going with Anora, which seems like it'll be the winner. The Brutalist, A Real Pain, The Substance, which seems guaranteed to get in at least. And then the 5th slot, I put Challengers. It missed like everything at BAFTA. September 5 could easily get in there, especially if it's going to take that last Best Picture slot. If September 5 gets in at Screenplay, then I have a feeling I got one wrong on Best Picture. Let's put it that way. But I really hope Challengers gets in. I thought it was a great screenplay. I liked the movie a lot. Adapted screenplay, I'm going with Conclave, which seems to be the guaranteed winner at this point. Sing Sing. Nickel Boys, I think, will get in here, if not anywhere else. Emilia Perez. And then A Complete Unknown seems to have taken that fifth slot away from other things, including Dune Part 2. I think it'll be one of the two. Wicked has a less chance. Broadway adaptation screenplays don't usually get in that often, especially win. So Dune and Complete Unknown seem like stronger picks than those. And that's pretty much it that I could see getting in here, honestly. The WGA nominees don't help much because there's so many ineligible films. International film, Amelia Perez is going to win this no matter what, which I feel is kind of unfair to these other films, having not seen them, but still, it seems to be the least liked out of all these potential nominees, but out of the mass of people who've seen the movies. Seed of the Sacred Fig. I'm still here. I think's getting in with or without the actress nomination. Kneecap, I feel, is getting in after all its BAFTA love. It'd be tough to not at least get nominated here at the Oscars. And then for number 5, I put Flow because it's winning all the animated feature awards for the most part. Why not get in here? It's eligible, and people seem to love the thing. Girl with the Needle is the other one, and Vermiglio are basically the other two that I feel could get in. Neither would surprise me, just for the fact that they're live action over animated. But it would be cool if Flow could get both nominations, so I'm gonna go with Flow. Why not? Documentary feature. I have Daughters, No Other Land, which seems to be the likely winner so far. Sugarcane. Then I threw in Black Box Diaries and Will and Harper at number 5. That's been doing very well. It got it at BAFTA, so that can't hurt. And I thought I would have an easier chance at the Oscar than BAFTA, so the fact I did that makes me feel good about it getting in. But I don't know because I haven't seen any of them, so what the fuck am I talking about? Animated feature couldn't be more obvious what's getting nominated there outside of a shocking nomination slash snub. We have The Wild Robot, Inside Out, Flow, which I would have as my number 1 at this point, honestly, over Wild Robot. I just didn't move these around in order of preference most of the time. Memoir of a Snail, the movie that I keep forgetting the title of every single video I make. And Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. Moana 2 could get in, but it'd be really lame if it did. Let's just put it that way. All right, cinematography. We have The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu. I'm hoping Nosferatu gets everything it possibly can. Copy paste from the BAFTAs, please. Conclave, and then I put Maria, which I think was the ASC 5, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, because there was like 1,000 nominations at ASC. Um, Complete Unknown got in there, and what was the other one that also got in? Wicked, for some reason, got nominated at ASC, which I really hope doesn't happen. Amelia Perez missed there, so it seems to be one category it's missing. Maria, I picked only because the cinematographer himself is a favorite from the Academy, so that's why I picked that over things like Complete Unknown and Wicked. Nickel Boys is up there in the rankings. It's actually higher than Maria, but the fact it's not hitting anywhere it should have by now, it'll be a miracle if it gets in, but it'll be very cool if it does, so I'll be happy for it. Editing. I have Dune Part 2, Honora, Conclave, The Substance, and Amelia Perez. The Brutalist is high up on the list, higher than The Substance or Amelia Perez, but it didn't hit the Ace Eddie Awards, I believe it missed, and it didn't get in at BAFTA. So if it does get in, it'll be basically just an overall showing that they love the movie. Challengers I had in, but I think I put Amelia Perez in instead, just because it's doing so well. But Challengers absolutely deserves to get in, and I will be ecstatic if it does. That is one nomination that movie deserves, if more than anything else, in my opinion. And then I hope The Substance gets in. And I really only did The Substance over Challengers because overall it's doing better. And then once again, September 5 could just show up here and get in there and Screenplay and then Best Picture and shock the world, and everyone will be like, what the hell is this movie? I have a feeling I'm going to get like 3 right in the editing category, maybe 4. But editing's always fun to see. It's important. There's always some major snub that happens that kind of shows where the Best Picture race is secretly going. Like if Amelia Perez misses editing, that would be like a good sign for it not winning Best Picture kind of a thing. Not to keep picking on that movie, but that's just the first one that came in my head. Production design, I'm going with Wicked, which seems to be the easy winner there. Dune Part 2, The Brutalist, Conclave, and Nosferatu. Once again, an awesome Nosferatu nomination. Gladiator 2 could get in here. The Substance would be an awesome nomination, but since it hasn't been getting in for this category, I didn't bother picking it. These 5 seem to be the more obvious. Then costumes. I'm going for Wicked, should probably win yet again. Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, Conclave, and A Complete Unknown. I think this is just the BAFTA 5. Complete Unknown getting in at BAFTA in this category of all things was weird. So I'm just like, I'm just going to go for it. Gladiator 2 could easily get in instead, or Maria, or Beetlejuice, or The Brutalist, any of those things. But just that BAFTA nomination for Complete Unknown is just puzzling to me. Makeup and hairstyling. I'm going with The Substance, which seems to be the likely winner, assuming they are into the icky, gross things. And it would match up with the Best Actor winner, hopefully Demi Moore, which would be awesome. And I love when that happens. And it happens frequently, especially lately. So one more makeup actor win pairing, please. Dune Part 2, Wicked, Nosferatu deserves it for sure. And then I put Amelia Perez in at my fifth spot. It got in at BAFTA, which a lot of people weren't expecting. That's one of the things about the movie I actually like a lot. I thought was more impressive than most things. It's not a lot of makeup, but what is there is very convincing. Different Man would be a cool nomination. Beetlejuice would be a fun one. The original one for makeup. The Apprentice could get in, but I don't think that would get in if either of the actors aren't potentially getting in. So yeah, I'm going for Amelia Perez. It's the one nomination I'll be more than happy if it gets outside of the acting awards. Visual effects. I think I just copied the BAFTA 5 here, if I remember right. I'm going Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Wicked, which seems to just be getting in. I don't know. I mean, it does not deserve it, but it's not like mind-blowingly great. Gladiator 2, I've heard mediocre things about the visual effects. I haven't seen the film, but what I've seen looked fine. Sure. And then I put Better Man. So hopefully the film bombing horribly doesn't hurt its VFX nomination chances. I won't be surprised if Deadpool and Wolverine got in. They like their Marvel at the Oscars. Usually one of the movies gets in every year, and that's the only one they get in. So wouldn't surprise me. Or Alien Romulus. I would actually like Alien Romulus to get in over anything, honestly, because I'm not married to any of these things. Dune Part 2 is going to win. So if Alien Romulus got in over any of the other four nominations, I'd be very happy with that. I thought the visual effects were great in that movie. Sound, another one Alien could get into, and I wouldn't be mad. I have Dune Part 2, Gladiator 2, Wicked, A Complete Unknown, which didn't get in at BAFTA, but that's like the one thing it seems like it should have gotten. Mm-hmm. And then I put Blitz, even though it's probably not going to get much of anything at the Oscars. Apparently, it has amazing sound, and the Bake Off style of nominating they do there helps this movie. But if it misses, I won't be shocked at all. You have Amelia Perez in there, which I believe missed at BAFTA, and it's missed at a lot of the editing or sound guilds too. So that'll basically get in off the strength of the movie and the fact that it's a musical. Like I said, Alien could pop in here. Wild Robot's a potential movie that could get in here. I was going to say The Substance, but that wasn't shortlisted at the Oscars for sound, and it really should have been. That's a fuck up on their part for that one. Conclave too. Conclave has great sound, and that wasn't shortlisted either. It was a weird category this year. They just went with big, loud, explodey things and not like good, subtle sound work. Best score. I'm just sticking with the five I've had the whole time, even though it might be a bad idea. I have The Brutalist, Conclave. I have Challengers in there still. It won the Globe. It didn't get in the BAFTA long list, which is weird. It might win Critics' Choice when they happen eventually at the end of the month. Amelia Perez has been in everywhere, and so has the Wild Robot. If Challengers misses, Wicked could get in. If it gets in, if Nosferatu gets in over Challengers, I won't be as mad. But the Challenger score is fantastic, and it does deserve it. It deserves editing and score. Those are the two things it absolutely deserves to get. So I'll be very happy if it gets either or both of those. An original song. I'm not going to do the shorts, so this is going to be the last one. Here, I don't know a dick about the shorts. I would just be saying the things everyone else says, so why bother? Um, the songs, though, I'm going. Uh, actually, have El Mal as my number one, even though my image will be wrong that I'm showing. Mi Camino from Amelia Perez, Kiss the Sky, The Journey from the 6888 because Diane Warren Law. I thought she missed the short list at first, and then I just didn't even realize what the hell movie was hers. That's the one. So she'll get in because it's Diane Warren. Let's break the curse, everybody. And then I have Compress Repress from Challengers. It would be kind of stupid if the song got in, but the score didn't, because the score is outstanding, and the song is pretty cool. You know, it's just kind of an extension of the score. Everything else in there, the song from Sing Sing hasn't really been hitting anywhere. Harpin Will Go West could get in, especially if the film does. I honestly couldn't remember if that was long list or not. I think those are really the only ones that have a chance. Maybe the song from Kneecap will get in if there's substantial Kneecap love, and it's the only other category you can get into. And watch out for Elton John, I guess, because he's always a favorite. But yeah, those five seem to be the obvious five. So those are my Oscar nominations predictions. Please, even though it'll be later in the day, come back for my reactions on hopefully Thursday, unless it gets bumped again, which I really hope it doesn't. And the Critics' Choice Awards are now going to be on the 26th of the month, I believe, unless they delayed it again. I don't remember, honestly. They keep doing it so much. But, when it happens, I'll be there to do a video about it, and I'll watch it. So there we go. Once again, my name is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.